and welcome back to my channel. So you see the title, let's go. Okay, so I have a very unfortunate update to give on Uoma Beauty. Last night I was checking my comments on YouTube, on the YouTube Studio app, and I had seen a comment that was left on one of the videos that I did about Uoma Beauty, the company, the beauty brand. If you guys did not know, it is a Black-owned beauty brand shutting down. So that has to be at least a year old, maybe like 2023 actually. And the comment says, you know, rest in peace, may she rest in peace. And I'm like, what are you talking about? So I go Google it, and unfortunately this article pops up. Sharon Chuter, founder of Uoma Beauty and the Pull Up for Change initiative, dies at 38. According to the Los Angeles Medical Examiner, Chuter, the founder and former creative director of beauty brand Uoma Beauty, was found dead on a patio on August 14th. Her death is listed as deferred, which means it is still under investigation. No other details have been shared, but according to reporter Kirby Johnson, who runs newsletter Ahead of the Curb, a source with knowledge of the situation shared that a former executive of Uoma Beauty relayed the news of Chuter's death to other former employees. Uoma Beauty was launched by Chuter in 2019 at Ulta, offering over 100 inclusive beauty products, including foundations in 51 shades. Chuter had already established herself as a name in the industry before launching her company. She worked with high-powered brands including L'Oreal and LVMH, and even famously convinced Revlon to distribute its products in Nigeria, which is where she was born. It was important for me to give my own take on inclusivity and diversity, which is simply allowing people to be their ultimate selves, and something I don't think the industry is understanding, she told WWD in 2019. I appreciate uniqueness in stories. Who is beyond the shade? What is their origin story and what do they want? And how do we create a world that allows for these different views? Chuter continued to make an impact beyond the store shelves when in June 2020, she launched Pull Up for Change and the Pull Up or Shut Up initiative, which, as reported by Vogue Business, gave companies 72 hours to reveal the percentage of their corporate and leadership roles held by Black employees. It also encouraged consumers to avoid purchasing from brands until they chose to disclose the makeup of their staff. Glossier, e.l.f. Cosmetics, and MAC Cosmetics were among the participating companies, per the outlet. In 2022, Chuter opened up about the campaign on The Drew Barrymore Show. I did that really to drive more awareness and shine more light to the lack of economic opportunities for the Black community, especially within the beauty space, she said. I've always been the person who speaks up, she continued. Whenever I see something that needs to change, I don't have it in me means to just sit it out. In 2021, Chuter then launched the Make It Black campaign with a petition calling upon all major dictionaries to add the current elevated and positive use of the word Black while removing dangerous definition. A year later, during Black History Month, Make It Black was relaunched with participation from 9 major beauty brands, relaunching their most popular products in Black packaging. 100% of the profits made from the initiative were donated to the Pull Up for Change Impact Fund to be used as capital for Black-owned businesses and grants for emerging Black founders. Despite all the trailblazing work she had done at the helm of Uoma Beauty, Chuter stepped down as the CEO in 2023. Days after, Chuter confirmed that she remained a shareholder in the company. In an announcement post shared to Instagram that May, Chuter revealed that she came face-to-face with a health scare that landed her in the hospital that January, and it inspired her to carve out a healthier work-life balance. I lost 10 pounds in 1 week. Doctors thought it may be stomach cancer, but luckily it wasn't, and I'm back okay, albeit forced into medical leave, which was the true story of my sabbatical, she wrote. She continued, I only started going out again in October last year, socializing and trying to find myself again after years of literally office and home, sometimes going up to 3 days with no sleep. Building a global business with no co-founder is no easy task. Just months before Chuter's death, she filed a lawsuit against MacArthur Beauty, which was appointed Uoma Beauty's new owner following the brand's closing in 2023. Brain Trust, a venture fund that made Uoma Beauty one of its first investments, according to Forbes, and Settle Funding reports alert. Among the allegations, the February 2025 lawsuit claimed that Brain Trust took control of Uoma's operations and ultimately pushed Ms. Chuter out of her operational roles, and that Brain Trust ceased Uoma Beauty's operations during Chuter's medical leave, which according to her was meant to end in July 2023. Chuter's last public Instagram post was shared on May 21st, alongside a photo of her speaking on stage at a beauty event. She wrote, "Doing what I do." I think speechless doesn't even begin to describe my thoughts, my reaction right now, even though I saw this hours ago, but especially when I first saw that. Yeah, absolutely awful information. You know, it's kind of crazy to see the outline of the stuff that she had done in such a short amount of time. And when I did the video talking about Uoma Beauty's closing down, I mentioned how I was there for the start of it. So it's all of these Black owned brands, the Amicoles, the Beauty Bakery, stuff like that. It hits different seeing them, you know, go through this and having to shut down. And I've mentioned this before in a lot of the PR type videos that I do, that it is harder when you are not only a like indie brand, a small business, a Black owned one, to stay open. I was there for all of them opening, right? I've done videos on all of their launches. I remember when Uoma Beauty launched, you know, the selective range that they had, all of that, and I was there for the pull up for change. I was there for all of that. It's I'm not even sure how to describe the feeling of seeing the brand have to shut down, but also to hear news like this. That's absolutely awful. However, looking for a bright side in this situation, may she rest in peace and may her family find comfort in the fact that she is able to say she accomplished a lot by just 38 years old. I vaguely remember the fact that she worked on the business side of makeup before Uoma, like seeing it in the article. I remember that about, you know, the working for L'Oreal. So been that before she even launched Uoma Beauty. So she was making things happen behind the scenes before she even launched her own company to be inclusive. And y'all know that Uoma Beauty stick, I held on to her like this until I couldn't anymore. So behind the scenes, she was doing it. Then she launched a makeup brand where she was doing it even while trying to keep her brand afloat. She was doing stuff like the pull up for change, stuff like that. While we're talking about it, I don't like how y'all did that at the time. It was very obvious at the time when y'all got on here talking about some, oh, stop begging brands to include you, stop begging this and go do your own da 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 da. So she made an initiative where it was one for brands to put into perspective, especially the ones who want to boast about being inclusive in their shade ranges. Are you inclusive in that boardroom? The boardroom who is determining the shade ranges. One, reevaluate that. Two, maybe if consumers know that there are brands out there who do have a good diversity when it comes to who they hire in their company, which is like, is that not the whole point now that people are boycotting Target because they got rid of? So it was good for people to know that at the time, to know where your money is going. If you are someone who cares about where your money is going, that would have been a good thing to know that, oh, okay, this is a company that they would hire someone who looks like me. And three, if a company, because there were companies that people were in the comments like, so are you gonna participate? Are you gonna participate? Ome? A company that would dig their feet in the sand to not want to provide that information, or who did and you didn't like how those numbers look, that could help you determine not to put your money there. I don't care. You call it beg and call it whatever you want. Yeah, you go ahead and bully companies into hiring Black people. Start getting a little irritated there. But that is why they say, you know, don't wait till someone's not here anymore to give them their flowers. So I really hope that she knew that, you know, especially in the last few years. I would assume going through all of that with your company. And it's like, I feel like everyone can understand, like, when you do accomplish things, if it isn't exactly what you set out to accomplish, or you don't accomplish it to how you thought you would, even if you did accomplish something, you still kind of feel like, damn, I failed. Even if it's not, I fully failed, like, I didn't do what I set out, what I was going to do. So you don't really cherish how much you actually did accomplish. So I really do hope that she knows she did as much as she could, the best that she could, and she actually did do something. Because I'm trying to keep this video short. Knowing that, you know, in her last few months, she was not on good terms with Uoma Beauty, and, you know, finding out that there was a lawsuit and she feels pushed out from the company, I personally won't be buying anything moving forward. That is me. You make whatever decision you would like to make. And the last thing that I want to address, I've seen a couple videos, because I saw this around midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning. So obviously it's daytime now. I've seen a couple videos talking about it, and people are starting to do that thing where they start veering off, and now like it's Inspector Gadget, because as I mentioned, reading the article, that her passing is under investigation and they haven't given an exact reason. And let me tell you, something that is one of my biggest pet peeves is when someone announces that, you know, they have a loved one or someone who passed away, stuff like that, blah, 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 and they don't say it in the post, in the video, like, oh, it was a car accident. Oh, it was cancer. It was this, that, and the third. And then someone in the comments will go, oh, well, what happened to them? It's like, yeah, it's a natural thing to want to know what happened, but asking it, especially if the person didn't just outright say it, I feel like read the room a little bit, right? So because, you know, it wasn't announced exactly what happened, I have seen people who are determining it themselves, and it's like, can we not do that? Like, that's why I'm saying, like, you know, bring back some manners or something like that, especially with the suggestions that people are saying. I just, you know, let them figure out whatever they're going to figure out in the investigation. And just like that was news that was reported on, I'm sure whenever it is determined what happened, especially if it was something like that, we would find out. Hold your horses and just relax on that, because so that is it for this video. Hopefully don't have to make any updates like that ever again anytime soon. Yeah, just I feel like I can't even I'm trying to figure out how to end this on a okay, I'll see you guys next time, when it's just the energy's just not giving that. But thank you guys for tuning in, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.